memories of you was when you and I were walking in State College together. I was holding your hand, and you were maybe 2.5, I'm not certain. But I realized at some point that we kept stopping periodically, and when I paid more attention to you, I realized that you were stopping to talk either to or with each fire hydrant as we passed it. And I think it's because you and the fire hydrants were probably just about exactly the same height. And it was just totally adorable, as you were. So you were a happy little camper then, and I think this was an early sign of your unusual in our family extroversion, but it's been a very happy memory for me of you. And Hippo Birdie, 2 U's. We love you. Bye-bye.
Andrew and I were out skating, and we stopped off to grab a snack. Finishing off his candy bar, Andrew stopped in front of a big blue U.S. Post Office mailbox, opened it, and deposited the wrapper. The shock on my face must have registered, because he stopped and commented, "What? The man'll clean up my mess." What would the Dark Knight think, Andrew? What would the Dark Knight think?
Driving back from the Amnesty International annual general meeting in New Orleans with our Penn State crew. I think the year was 1996 or something like that. and we had a great time in New Orleans, and we were driving back, and we had a van and a car. And for some reason, Andrew and I were driving in the car, and we stopped at a gas station. We were hungry, and so he bought this huge bag of dried apricots. And I was like, oh, yum, I love dried apricots. So I ate a couple of them. And then it was like 3 a.m. So I fell asleep while he was driving. And I woke up a couple of hours later, maybe it was like an hour or something. And I look over, and he's like shoving the last dried apricot in his mouth, like of an enormous bag. And I was like, Andrew, what are you thinking? How could you eat the entire bag? And he was like, what? And then, like, I swear, like 30 seconds later, he's like, oh no. And he's like, oh my God, I'm going to find a bathroom. And we like stepped on it and pulled over. And I don't know how many times we had to stop, but he was in a world of hurt. And so, you know, they used to call him A-Bomb in college. And so I was like, the A stands for apricot bomb.
Opportunity of working with Andrew at a time when the both of us had a very pregnant boss. And once that baby came into being, we continued to have staff meetings around our boss's delivery room bed and in her house and in the office when we couldn't get her to leave. But the story that I want to tell is of the very special way that Andrew tends to hold little babies. I think it has improved now, but at the time, I believe that either the baby was face down in the palm of his hand with legs dangling over either side of his arm, or face up with the legs dangling over either side of his arm. I can't remember so distinctly right now, but I just remember thinking, like, wow. So that's how Andrew holds babies. And the wonderful thing is that whatever the baby that he was holding just seemed so at peace. sort of almost like a frog on a log. So I guess there is some wisdom in how Andrew does the things that he does, and yay for baby Naya having a wonderful papa to take care of her and hold her in interesting ways.
Be courageous and be brave, and in my heart you'll always stay forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young. May good fortune be with you, may your guiding light be strong. Build a stairway to heaven with a prince or a vagabond.
The sad thing is, there were probably a lot of stories that I should be able to remember about crazy, bizarre things that Amazon Miller has done over the years. But as you'll come to see, Andrew, that passing 40 and having children completely destroys your memory. I will say that Andrew is one of the only people that I could imagine would sneak off with me in the middle of a Peace Brigade's board meeting to go see the Hulk, which of course turned out to be terrible. And I do know from word of mouth, if no other Amazon Watch staff person has shared this story, that he's not great at handling his hard cider, or was it hard lemonade? I don't really know, but I know the end result was standing up, leaning over a poker table, pointing his fist emphatically at his boss, the executive director, saying, "Fuck you! No, fuck you!" And I really wish I had been there in person to see that, but that story will live on in Amazon Watch lore. Happy birthday, man.
Never loved in vain, and in my heart you will remain forever young, forever young, forever young, forever.
Several years ago in Miami, we were there for the annual meeting of the Inter-American Development Bank, and we had several hundred copies of a newsletter, IFIs en la Mira, that you wanted to make sure got into the right hands. And your plan was to deliver the newsletter to the hotel rooms of all of the delegates to the meeting. And that would require us to go to some fancy hotels at 5 o'clock in the morning, sneak in, and deliver it to each doorstep. This plan involved two of my least favorite things, waking up early and breaking the rules. But somehow you convinced me, and we went out at 5 in the morning and we delivered successfully all of the newsletters to the doorsteps, running through the hallways. I have to admit my heart was racing a little bit. But we did it, and you made it fun, as you always do. So, happy 40th. Here's to 40 more years of sticking it to the man.
Andrew, my probably strongest memory about you is when we first met at a dinner party, and we were talking about what we did, and you were such an activist and doing these really amazing things, and I told you that I was a lawyer at a law firm representing companies with the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, and I thought for sure you would just think I was an evil lawyer and write me off. But you didn't, or at least you kept your feelings to yourself about that. And I'm so glad that we've become friends ever since.
Mr. Andrew Miller, how you doing? Happy 40th. Greetings from out here in the Bay Area. I have many stories. I will not share tonight. Some that are not all audience-rated stories about Andrew Miller. But one of my favorites is the fact that I crashed what I think is his first, or one of his first, dates with Maury, who is a friend of mine, back from my DC days. And so I thought, hey, why is Maury inviting me over here? It looks like she's on a date. Oh, is the date going well? And I was like, oh, but it is. And it's just a little nugget, a little special moment that I have as I've seen their relationship blossom and grow, and now their family as well. So happy 40th, sir. Here's to 40 more. And sorry I'm not there, but I'll hopefully see you guys the next time you're out in the Bay Area.
And when you finally fly away, I'll be hoping that I served you well. For all the wisdom of a lifetime, no one can ever tell.
In 2004, when we met for a picnic on the lawn at the Capitol, you described yourself as a serious guy. You claimed that you weren't frivolous, and I thought to myself that you and I would never work. But then you showed up at Melinda's party later that day in a big blonde afro, and it was on. So, never in my wildest dreams did I ever imagine that I could possibly love a man as much as I love you. I know that I complain that it takes you 3 hours to slice fruit and leave a party and finish a story. Basically, everything just takes a little longer when you're around, but everything is much more fun too. So much more fun. You make me laugh, and you make me think, and you take excellent care of Naya and me, and I'm so lucky and so grateful to be able to share my life with you. You're just simply a fabulous companion, a fabulous husband, a fabulous father. You're just all around fabulous, and I love you very, very much.
But whatever road you choose, I'm right behind you, win or lose. Forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young, forever young.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andrew. Happy birthday to you. Woohoo!